So I have a 50-year-old house with a 50-year-old gas lamp in my yard. For as long as I lived here, for about 15 years, it's never worked. For all I know, this thing has not worked for 20 years. So in any case, I decided to replace the whole lamp on my post. I found one online. Here I am unboxing it, just trying to get familiar with gas lamps. There really isn't too many videos on YouTube on how to repair or replace gas lamps, so I figured I'd do one here. I'm reading the instructions, just trying to figure out all these pieces, where do they go, familiarize myself with gas. If you're not comfortable dealing with gas, should call a professional. This gas lamp came with some glass panels and it came very well packaged, so it didn't break in shipping. I also chose an open flame burner, and the burner came inside the actual lamp itself. So here I am, just oriented, trying to figure out what these flame guards are, how they operate. Reading the owner's manual, it looks like there should be a flame guard at the top and a flame guard at the bottom. So kind of just figuring that out, since it's different shapes. So I put the circle flame guard on the top, and then the square one at the bottom, along with the open flame burner. Now, I really don't need light to brighten up my yard. I already have electricity for that. This is more for aesthetics, so I chose an open flame burner. And then this is like me trying to line up the keyhole with the actual valve, so make sure that it's straightened up. It's not perfect just quite yet, so this is just my initial touch. Here I am turning off the gas to my whole house. Make sure when you have to turn your gas back on, if you have a tank natural gas water heater, that you make sure you go back and turn on the pilot, otherwise it won't turn on. I have a tankless water heater, so I don't have to worry about it. So this is my old headlamp, my lamp and my post. It's really old. It has a pigtail copper. It's really short, looks in really bad shape. I unfortunately don't have video, so I took still photos of how it looked like. And it came with a regulator. It took a lot of effort for me to pull this thing up. I just felt like the pigtail was way too short for this. So here I am, just kind of doing some recon, figuring out what it is I had to do. So I decided to go ahead and build myself my own pigtail. I had to use this special tool I found online really cheap on Amazon to flare the actual copper tubing. It's a 1/4 outer diameter copper tubing. Also bought that from Amazon with some flare nuts. Saw a couple of YouTube videos on how to do it. Bought the cheapest tool I can find on Amazon, since it was just a one-time job, and I was able to create a brand new pigtail that was actually longer. So here I am taking some video of how it looks like. It's much more longer now. The problem is it was actually difficult to put this back in, so off camera I did remove it and coil it up sort of like a spring, so when it was time for me to put this back in there, it fit a lot more easier. But this right here is what I did most of my research on, is how do I go ahead and create a new flare nut pigtail out of copper and connect it. So it was actually pretty easy, straightforward. My first time ever doing it. If I can do it, you can do it too. But this is a 50-year-old post, and here I am putting it together for the very first time. So brand new lamp, open flame in the daytime, looks nice and pretty. I love the way it looks, but the post is in pretty bad shape. It's 50 years old, but overall I'm happy with it. It looks nice and pretty. I made sure it was nice and secure using these screws. It fit perfectly out the box into the post, and it's secured to the post. So I went ahead and painted my 50-year-old post with professional manual flat back paint. It looks nice and pretty. Got myself a ladder rest, which is that little pole with the 2 balls, as well as a wind chime, just to give it some new life, make it look nice and pretty. But overall, it just looks awesome after I repainted it. So here it is at nighttime. Because of the lighting, videos doesn't come out so good, so I took some pictures of how it looks like at night. The power went out recently in my neighborhood, and I took the opportunity to take a video of how it looks like at nighttime with no other lights on. It is really dim. The whole purpose of this is not to actually light your yard. It's just more of an aesthetics pleasing looking light. The flicker of the light, you can tell from a distance, again, because video doesn't look so good at nighttime. You just can't really tell. But overall, several neighbors of mine have already noticed it. They mentioned how nice it looks. I love how it looks like. I like walking to my house at nighttime, looking at this post, seeing the flicker of the light. It's just overall really awesome. So this gas lamp has been sitting in my yard for about 20 years unused, and I'm happy to bring some life back to it. So hopefully this video was helpful for anybody out there who's interested in replacing the head of a light post of a gas lamp.